Meeting is now streaming live to Facebook. Alrighty, guys, what is going on? Zach Marcy, coach of Midlife Metabolic Mastery. I have my lovely and amazing sister here, who is Alicia Monker. Oops, sorry,
Oh,
Alicia.
I am not.
Forgot she doesn't go by that name anymore, guys. And I've got feedback going from the.
You got a Facebook open somewhere?
There we go.
There you go. Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right, Alicia
Hey,
McPeek.
hey.
Alicia McPeek. My apologies, and apologize to Eric. Eric is her husband. And guys, so today is Tuesday Truth, and Alicia and I are here to talk about something that literally over the last, oh my goodness, I would say just month alone, I've had over 300 people, and this isn't an exaggeration of number. I've had over 300 people tell me that they're too busy to insert XYZ, whatever the case may be, nutrition, food prep, find time to eat well, get exercise in, get enough sleep, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, it's funny. This is something that you're not going to be able to tell your boss, right? There's no way that if you're in the middle of work and you told your boss, hey, you know, I just was not capable of getting my work done. I was too busy.
Right.
This is where we start needing to understand our priorities and our planning needs to truly be expressed through our actions. Everyone talks about wanting to get in shape, be healthy, make sure that they don't have the same genetic issues pop up all the time. But using the excuse that you're too busy just means that you have planned poorly, you have really crap habits, and it is an excuse. It's not a reason, and it needs to stop now. Tuesday Truth will be a very blunt, uncomfortable truth that Alicia and I will be sharing from today forward on the kick in the butt that you need in order to really get the habits that you need to have a really healthy life. I'm really excited to be partnering with her in this. And Alicia, what's your take on just in general? How many people you feel say something along the lines of that they're too busy? How many times do you hear that, at least weekly, from people?
Well, probably almost every time I talk to somebody, but like you said, it's an excuse, and we've all used it as an excuse. So I'm going to give the kind of the softer side. It could also be you just don't have a big enough why. You don't know why the heck you want to get in shape, you want to get healthy, you want to get fit, you want to look good. I mean, here's an example, Zach. Anytime anybody came to me in the gym or for nutrition coaching, if they came to me and said, I want to lose 20 pounds for the cruise or the reunion, I knew that if I couldn't help them connect with something bigger, that they would lose that weight temporarily and they would gain it again. So not a big enough why.
You got it. Absolutely right. You know, and the thing that Alicia and I have been doing, fortunately, we combined have been doing nutrition and health coaching combined for over 50 years now, 2 decades plus each. And the thing that we've heard, we're kind of like traffic cops or a really, really hot woman. We've heard every line in the book. And I'm going to say this, guys, if you catch yourself saying, I'm too busy to X, but you're really, you know that you want to make an impact in some kind of health area, stop saying it and start seeking a solution. Instead of I'm too busy, start saying, okay, how can I get this in? When you use a solutions-based mindset as opposed to an excuse-based mindset, they're very big. They're a very big difference. And I guarantee it's exactly how you figure out how to do things at work, how you figure out how to get the kids to practice, how you figure out all these other things, right, like fitting in the girls or guys' night on the weekend because you sure as hell aren't too busy to do that, or make it to that cruise. That you really start using and seeking a bigger definition of why you want to change in the first place. Get really clear on that, but then seeking the solutions through how you can do it, not automatically gravitating towards the negative or the roadblock, because that's all you're ever going to find. You want to piggyback off that a little bit?
Yeah, I do, because I think something else that happens to a lot of people is they try to make too big, massive, sweeping changes without the support and the roadmap, and therefore they don't learn the tools that they need to make it sustainable. And we want these changes to become a part of who you are, not a thing you're doing for the time period. And so if you're going in
who you are,
yeah, it has to become who you are.
Temporarily,
right?
Who you are, not what you're doing temporarily. That is huge. I wanted to preface that. I hope I didn't.
No, that's great.
Train of thought, because that's a huge point.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I also think that part of that is beginning to see yourself as that you believe you're already that person. And these are the tools that great coaches can come in and help you acquire, because it's a learned system, right? It's a learned thing. We don't learn this in childhood, but you just learn yes and no, what we're supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do. We don't learn how to use these tools to create success in our lives. And there's a system to it. It's a science system.
In actuality, our program, Midlife Metabolic Mastery, has just that system. It's so funny. Right. You know, with all the experience and time that we've been doing this, what we've done is created a very simple, not easy, but the simplest possible way to be able to implement this lasting change of being able, as Alicia said, you don't start by trying to lose 60 pounds in 60 days. You do it 1 pound at a time with really good leveraged habits that fit into your life as it stands. You'll walk, but in actuality, when you start doing it through the Midlife Metabolic Mastery program, the average person is losing 18 pounds in 6 weeks. But keeping those 18 pounds off afterwards, because you're establishing habits. It's something that you don't just do for a temporary time frame, but you're actually ingraining the person you need to be in order to do the things that you need to do to then be the person that you want to be. And it's kind of funny, because a lot of people always think, oh, well, when I'm the person that I need to be, I will then do what I need to do to have what I want. It doesn't really work like that. You have to get in the process, execute this habits, and come from a space where you're practicing being that person until you are that person with automaticity.
Exactly.
Is that a word?
So I don't know, but I like it. We'll make it a word. We'll put it in the dictionary. So I also think it's really important to know not only the why that you want this, but the why you're doing the things that you're doing, right? The behaviors, the habits, why you're creating those, what the difference is. I also think that most people they look at their family history and they don't think it's going to happen to them. They don't think they're going to get the high blood pressure, the heart disease, the diabetes, the thyroid conditions, the autoimmune issues. They don't think that it's going to happen. And we spend the first 40 years of our life doing whatever the heck we want. And then we get up to 40 and all of a sudden we hit a wall. And now we have repair work to do too. We can't just keep eating like we're in our 20s. I used to eat a whole pizza in one sitting and never gain a pound. I used to develop my eating plan and my workout plan around Monday through Friday, so I could do whatever I want on the weekends. That doesn't work for us in our 40s and 50s. So we have to know not the why, the science, the meaning, the reason behind the habits that we're going to create and what they're going to do for us. I think when we know that, it helps us sustain it until it becomes a part of who we are.
Remember, Alicia and I can't come from the same genetic gene pool, and it caught up to me faster than it did her. So in actuality,
I don't know if that's true, because I ended up with an autoimmune disease and cancer at the age of 35. And I had depression since I was in my late teens. Well, so
I think we're kind of trying to like one up each other.
No, I think it just maybe expressed itself slightly differently.
28, so and when I say fat, I'm talking about clinical diagnosis of obese, which is 30 plus pounds of being overweight. And yeah, I was probably about 45, 50 pounds overweight justified it by being a big, huge power lifter that could lift a lot of weight, but my joints hurt, and a lot of it had to do with inflammation and autoimmune issues. But just piggybacking on what Alicia is saying and just edifying exactly what she's saying, guys, the more you get into it, the more you start doing all of this behavior and eating the junk, pushing off the exercise, not getting out there and moving, the likelihood of turning on the gene expression of all of those health risk factors significantly increases. Do you know the statistics? I don't even know. Epigenetics is, which is basically whether or not your genes are turning on or off, which if you have something in your health history in your family and you're not healthy, you're turning those genes on, and it's your choice. So understand, busy can no longer be an excuse. You have to be prepared. You have to plan. You know that you're going to have this party coming up. You know everybody's going to be shoving mimosas and wine and champagne in front of your face. You know, especially where we're from, good old Texas barbecues, you're going to be faced with so many landmines. It's next to impossible to say no to. It's really, really hard. But you go in with a plan. Oh, did I mention that we actually teach that Midlife Metabolic Mastery?
I think you did. So let's give some tips for a plan. I'll give one, then you give one.
Cool.
For the very situation that you said. So I always do and teach my clients to do, if you have an event on the weekend, don't go hungry. Eat all your meals up until the time you're supposed to be at that event. Never go hungry, and always bring with you something that you can eat.
You're a thief.
Is that yours? Sorry.
She said one. She said one, and she dropped like 3 right there.
Oops.
See, that's my sister, always one up with me. But then again, she's 9 years older than me, so that's it. She always
see how good I look.
You always seem to get the best of me anyway. So, yeah, and you know, the other thing is, you're not going hungry. You're bringing something with you, but also have an accountability buddy, or even explain to the people that you're going in, hey, you know, I'm working real hard because I've got, and just explain, you've got some health issues. You've got something, by the way, obesity is a health issue. We've learned that with the coronavirus, that it's one of the leading causes of death. And one of the risk factors for people in dying, they found that a significant portion of them had an underlying condition and were also obese or overweight.
Which is an underlying condition.
So exactly. And a lot of people don't understand that, when now 60 some odd % of us are overweight in the United States, meaning we're playing Russian roulette with our health. But check in with an accountability buddy. Either bring them with you and tell them, hey, you know what? I want to have one small plate and sample everything and then be done. Or tell it to your friend that has invited you over to the thing. Say, hey, can I get your support? Don't say, hey, I'm not eating because I'm doing this, but explain to them why. And if they're a real friend, they're totally going to be on board with it, or they're going to show themselves and you're going to be like, oh, man, maybe I need to choose my friends a little better here. Remember, this is Tuesday Truth, so we're going to keep it real. But there's nobody in this world that would say, oh, you know what? No, I don't care about your health. I don't care that you might die. I really just want you to have 15 pieces of cake. So yeah, get it under control and share with an accountability buddy. Give me another one, Alicia. Since
okay.
You've already 3.
So I will. I think I have a thing that's 10 of these. So I'll give you another one. I don't remember all 10 of them, but there's one of my favorites, especially during the holidays. There's there's like 10 different pies or whatever, right? And there's only one that's really, really your favorite. So only pick your very favorite. You don't really have to try everything. Is this one of yours?
You did it again.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give another one. Oh, here I go.
It's literally, I always say it like this. If you like it, don't have it. If you love it,
there you go.
Put it on your plate, but just do one plate.
And
if you like it, let it go. Or if it's not even that important, somebody's trying to get you to sample something, you sample it once and you're done. But if you love it, but have it in moderation.
So
Water. I'm going to beat you to it. Water. Make sure you're hydrated. So one of the number one things that people mistake, thirst for hunger. And if you go in dehydrated, especially if you're drinking alcohol in one of these events, you get dehydrated really, really fast. Or if it's like really high salty food, suddenly you find yourself way overeating it because you're mistaking thirst for hunger. And man, that stuff starts piling up really, really fast. So hydrate at least 16 ounces of water before you go. If you're having an alcoholic beverage, make sure that you have a full 8 ounces of water. Alcoholic beverage, 8 ounces of water. Alcoholic beverage, done. You're on water the rest of the time.
There you go. Well, and let's talk about that alcohol thing for just a second, because if you drink too much, your inhibitions go down. You end up eating something that you didn't want. The next day you feel like crap. So you eat something that's not on plan. It's just going to derail you completely. I promise. There you go, planning. And I promise, if I go to something and I know there's going to be drinking, I will actually bring stuff for a mocktail. And as long as I have something in my hands, nobody asks me any questions, first of all. And second of all, I feel like I'm participating. So you actually don't have to go down that path. I want to make it normal for you not to drink if you choose not to, and for your health, for no other reason, for your health, because it's causing all kinds of issues on our health. And especially in our 40s and 50s, we got our chance to do that usually. And we need to be more cognizant of that now.
Yeah. What are we, college, in our college frat or sorority, guys? Come on. Like, well, in all honesty, you can actually really ruin a good time and a day after and all of your hard work by overdoing it. And if you're going to really splurge, if you know you're going to splurge, make it on just special occasions and be real honest with it. Don't lie to yourself and say, hey, I'm not going to do it. Go on your birthday. Go on that one vacation day, man. In fact, that's another topic for another time, because we are talking about not being too busy. But if you notice, everything that we're describing here is all about planning and being prepared.
That's the bottom line.
Knowing in advance. And I'll tell you, like, even if you're putting on an event, especially if you're putting on an event, Alicia just ran into it with doing it with one of her grandchildren. Actually, how many grandchildren are you up to now?
I have 4.
I will strangle my kids if I have grandchildren anytime soon. I only have teens. They're too young.
Yeah, they're too young.
They're too young. But anyway.
Give yourself 9 years.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah, all yours are in their 30s now. Geez, my nieces are in their 30s.
No, they're not. They're in their late 20s.
Wait, no. Aspen's 36?
Well, she's in her 30s, yeah.
36? Wait, I'm 45, which would make her 34, right? Yeah.
I think she's 36.
Or it's the other way around, yeah.
She's 36.
There's 35. A 9-year difference. I thought there was a 9-year difference between you and I and Aspen and I.
She was born in 86.
Yeah, that's 11 years. Okay. Anyway, this is what happens. You start going senile in your older age. Anyway, sorry. So
brain food.
But that is the thing, guys. You're going to have things happen and pop up. Have a plan, have a contingency plan, and always be prepared. Be prepared. I can't tell you how many times, like, going into a party, I'll bring freaking beef jerky and my wife's like organic non-nitrate beef jerky in my wife's bag, and we always bring a salad. And it's funny, I put that big old salad down and only half the party be eating it. If I get hungry again, I'm having jerky in the salad myself. But if you have it on hand, you have it ready, there's never an excuse. Also, those RTD shakes from Orgain or from Owen, they're plant-based proteins. I always have those on hand too. And there I am drinking water and a protein shake, potentially even having an apple as well. Guys, there's no excuse that if you have it with you, you're going to get it in. The other thing, exercise. Let's talk a little bit about how to get exercise in. So a lot of people think that exercise is only getting into the gym for an hour to 2 hours with round trip and doing cardio and exercise all at once. A lot of people don't know about workout snacks. So one of the things that I get a lot of my clients doing that are hyper busy, like if they have a deadline or something that they're not doing, is figure out ways to get 5 to 10-minute mini workouts in 2 to 3 times a day.
I love
You
that.
wake up first thing in the morning. It's 10 minutes before you jump into the shower, right? Push-ups, squats. Like, yes. Is it simple? Is it basic? Yes. Is it as effective as going in and lifting with barbells and doing your favorite boot camp class? No, but we're talking about the difference between doing something and nothing. So get in there, push-ups, squats, bicycle crunches, planks, Spider-Man planks, high knees, burpees. Since everybody loves them, make sure you get those in.
Wall
Like
sits, tricep dips.
all these things, guys. Like you literally could go to YouTube, find 5-minute workout,
Yeah, you can.
10-minute workout,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll have 500 of them right there in front of you. You
Some
can
of them
go
will
do it
kick your
immediately.
booty too.
We also have them inside of Midlife Metabolic Mastery, by the way.
I need to hear
But-
more about this midlife metabolic mastery thing.
Well, let's talk through getting exercise in, and then we'll talk about Midlife Metabolic
Okay.
Mastery a little bit more. But yeah, guys, like you don't have to do a traditional workout. You have to just get something in. Do a movement snack. Do an exercise snack, as opposed to just this big long thing. One of the things that the New York Times bestselling author and habit expert James Clear talks about is making a habit so atomic. His book is Atomic Habits. So stupid, small, and simple, you can't not do it, and attach it and associate it with something that you do all the time. So just before you go and brush your teeth for the morning, get into your bathroom, drop down, give me push-ups, give me squats, give me lunges, do that little 5-minute workout, then go brush your teeth, or do it in the middle of brushing your teeth.
There you go.
Can then turn around and do the exact same thing at night. You've got 2 5 to 10-minute workouts that you did associated with your brushing your teeth, flossing your teeth. Bam, you have made exercise and movement a habit. And if you suddenly start to get inspired or have a little bit more time, you decide that you want to do a little bit more, you're always open and free to do it. But just make it a habit of getting that movement in. Don't say you're too busy. Find the way to do it. How can I do it? These are some of the ways to do it. Do you have any ideas?
I do. I want to wrap it up with just some thoughts around it, your thoughts around it, not my thoughts, your thoughts. So first of all, I want to say, if you didn't do it today, if you ate something wrong today, it was a choice. Don't beat yourself up, give yourself grace. I want to say that first of all. But I also want to say that we always in our whole life make the end game the reward. One of the ways that you can make, you got to make the doing the activity of getting there the actual reward. And we can get into this another time, but I know for a fact, if you said you're going to work out today and you don't, and you wake up tomorrow, you're going to be mad at yourself. So give yourself a minimum, like the snacks that Zach's talking about. My minimum that I'm going to do on any day is these 10-minute snack workouts. On certain days, I'm going to make sure that I get my big workouts in, but I'm not going to use busy as an excuse not to work out. I have an alternative plan. That's my minimum acceptable. But the biggest thing for me on this is when you do what you say you're going to do, if you keep your word to yourself, your self-esteem and confidence builds, you get the dopamine reward for doing that. And it will perpetuate the cycle of you continuing to build on these habits and making them a permanent part of who you are.
You also learn to start to trust yourself. The number one person you should never, ever lie to is you.
That's right. 100%.
That's the number one person that you usually wind up lying to.
That's right.
I'll do it, XYZ, and then you don't do it. It is so much better to follow what little Yoda said, and is either do or do not.
Do or do not. There is no try.
There is no try, but be honest.
That's right.
Be honest. I can't tell you how many times I'll have, like, some of my concierge clients literally wake up first thing in the morning and give me their agenda of exactly what they're going to do. I have no judgment on how easy or simple it might be, but the most important thing, especially in the beginning, when they have that habit of not being able to trust, of being able to follow through on their commitments, is simply being accountable to somebody else, but most importantly themselves. And then at the end of the night, telling me what they did and didn't do. But you make it so simple. You make that minimum standard so simple that you have to follow through on it, or like you shouldn't be even saying that you're going to do it at all.
That's right.
But the grace and space, guys, get excited for this process. You might not like burpees per se. Don't do freaking burpees.
That's right.
Go full of exercises that you actually like. And if you tell me that you don't like exercises, well, then get over it and start finding things that you enjoy.
Decide how long you want to live
and do them. Yes. But most importantly, guys, there's so many people that think that you have to be motivated in order to do things. And that's a crock.
You're never going to be motivated.
A third of the time you're going to be like really pumped up to try a new recipe, eat healthy, to get a workout in. 1/3 of the time it's just going to be like so. You're just going to kind of have to drag and bank on habit getting you through. And then another 1/3 of the time it's going to take Herculean efforts to do it, and it's going to suck the entire time. But be excited that you're developing the strength in each one of those in order to live the healthy life. That's the thing, that you are doing these micro habits that are getting you long-term results, long-term mental strength and confidence, and building your best life for your best you. I can't think of anything else to not get excited about than that. That's really motivating and really exciting.
You're not just changing your body, and you're not just changing your mental fortitude. You are literally changing your neural pathways. You are becoming a different person from the inside out. And before you go into the metabolic mastery, I would just want to say, you and I both are always investing in ourselves, both from professional positions and from our own personal positions. And this is where a great coach and accountability partner and group coaching comes in. Our groups.
How many coaches are you working with right now, Alicia?
How many what coaches?
How many coaches do you have?
I actually don't know. I have a different training every week and every month. So every Monday I have a training, twice a month I have a training. Like I'd have to count them, but I'm constantly up leveling myself.
So I have both a mental health and personal development coach. Mm-hmm. That one's more personalized and one-on-one. But I also am a part of a business mentorship headed by one person, but we have, I want to say, like 10 coaches inside of that, and multiple trainings daily, which comes out to like 10 per week. And I also mastermind with my sister, and I mastermind with a bunch of other people in the industry. So like, to be honest, man, I'm getting so many different people. But here's the honest truth, guys, and keeping it on this. When it comes to the program that we have created, we are two coaches that have been where you're at. We are 40 and 50 something, pre and during menopause time, a woman, and a reaching up to andropause and noticing that things are drooping and weight isn't coming off the body as much, and muscles aren't as hard or as big, and like everything changing. But we didn't use this as an excuse. Instead, we developed a program to help us first, and then start taking you guys through it. And that's what Midlife Metabolic Mastery is. It's literally a 6-week program that helps you become the best version of yourself, to lose fat, not faith, after 40, while at the same time making it very simple. So you don't have to do any of the thinking, you just have to do. And you get two of the two renowned coaches that have worked with 100,000 people in our career. Actually, I don't even know how many it is. It's tens of thousands of people we've worked with over the last 50 years combined. Mm-hmm. And you get all of that into a really concise format, coach led. And we're even running a case study program right now because our average weight loss is 18 pounds in 6 weeks. And we want to start broadcasting and showing those testimonials. So those people, you sitting there at home, if you've thought about this for a really long time, this is the wake up call. This is the call. This is the sign that you've been waiting for. We're launching this thing here in the middle of June. The actual registration will start going live next week, but get on the list beforehand. Shoot us a DM, myself, Alicia. Alicia, you want to speak on it a little bit?
Well, I'd like to say that those of us who reach out to you before we launch actually are going to get another special gift from us. So it's going to be worthwhile. So go ahead and hit us up in a DM and let us know that you're open to a conversation about it. I just want to say that basically what I did, like, this is what works. This is in all the groups that I'm in, and all the masterminds and all the coaching, being interested. Did you? Awesome. Being around the people who are doing it with you, not the coaches and the other people. This is what makes it work. We've been doing this for all these years, and we know the formula, both from the physical body, the mental capabilities, and the coaching capabilities. So there you go. That's it.
That's it from us, guys. We'll respond to questions on here for up to 48 hours afterwards. Like this, love this, share this, and DM us if you're interested. But I'd also like to know, are you using busy as an excuse, or are you now going to start implementing? How can you start not being so busy and actually following through on the things that you need to do in order to get the results that you want?
There you go. Perfect.
And health.
Awesome. Nice being here. See y'all later.
All right, guys. Thank you.